SATV News, this is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Flood remain unchanged in Sylhet. Over 2 million flood victims have been suffering immensely for acute crisis of food, water and fuel. These should be used for the development of country's economy, said Prime Minister, advised planned industrialization to protect environment. Dhaka court has sent Awami League lawmaker Haji Muhammad Salim to jail in a graft case, rejected his bail petition. The flood-affected people of Sylhet and Sunamganj district have been suffering immensely for acute crisis of food, drinking water and fuel. Sources said that flood, which has triggered in Sylhet region by onrush of hilly water from India, remained unchanged on Saturday. Over 2 million people have been affected by the flooding. Many have taken shelter after their houses were submerged. A total of 325 shelter centers have been opened in the district. Some 7,000 people have taken shelter in 95 centers. Because of the flash flood, water supply was cut off for 5 days in 6 wards of Sylhet city. Meanwhile, the Jamuna River has devoured over 500 houses in Tangail over the past week, leaving thousands homeless. As the river's water level has risen alarmingly, several hundred people have left their homes in fear of being affected by the erosion. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said that a better life is most needed for the protection of Delta and future generation. She was speaking at the first meeting of the Delta Governance Council at the Prime Minister's office this morning. The Prime Minister said any difficult task can be solved if any steps are taken in a planned manner. If you want to work with Bangladesh, you will have to know the country well first. The head of government further said that bringing the Jamuna Bridge down was a wrong decision. That mistake did not happen in the case of Podda. As a result, the Podda bridge has become longer. The buffer zone has also been protected, he said. Besides, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina suggested planned industrialization to protect the environment. A Dhaka court has sent Awami League lawmaker Haji Muhammad Salim to jail in a graft case, rejecting his bail petition. Dhaka's 7th Special Judge Court, Judge Shahidul Islam, passed the order on Sunday after the lawmaker surrendered before the court. Syed Ahmed Reza, the counsel of Haji Salim, said he surrendered before the court at around 3:20 p.m. and sought bail in the case. Haji Salim, who was sentenced for 10 years imprisonment in a graft case filed by the Anti-Corruption Commission, went to Bangkok for treatment on May 2nd and returned home on May 5th. The incident sparked a huge controversy. On February 10, the full text of the High Court's verdict was published upholding his 10-year imprisonment, sources said. The High Court asked him to surrender before the trial court within 30 days of receiving the verdict. Meanwhile, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has alleged that the conspiracy is being hatched to enact new laws to control the media. He said it in an exchange of views on the media control law on killing democracy. Authoritarian rule is being established in the country by controlling the basic issues of democracy in a well-planned manner. Mirza Fakhrul also said that the octopus-like government has suppressed the state as part of a plan to establish a one-party system of government. Mirza Fakhrul called upon all to be vocal in defending the independence of the state and the country. Otherwise, the narrowness of the party will have to be questioned by future generations. He said there was no protest against the black law as journalists were divided, but people expected everyone to be vocal against this law. Fakhrul said that the basic consciousness of independence, democracy, is misguided today. He called upon the people of all walks of life, including journalists, to work in unison to bring back democracy. The health authorities in Bangladesh have asked the country's airports and land ports to screen incoming passengers for sign of monkeypox infection amid growing global concern about the outbreak. Global health officials have sounded the alarm over rising cases in Europe and elsewhere of monkeypox, a type of viral infection more common to West and Central Africa. As of Friday, some 80 monkeypox cases have been confirmed and an additional 50 were under investigation in 11 countries, the World Health Organization (WHO) said. We are taking a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now we move on to the international news updates. Russia said on Saturday it had so far banned 963 Americans from entering the country, including previously announced moves against President Joe Biden and other top officials, and would continue to retaliate against what is called hostile U.S. actions. The loudest symbolic travel bans form part of a downward spiral in Russia's relations with the West since its February 24th invasion of Ukraine, which prompted Washington and its allies to impose drastic sanctions on Moscow and step up arms supplies in Ukraine. Separately, the Foreign Ministry said it had added 26 new names to a list of Canadians it has barred from traveling to Russia, including defense chiefs, defense industry executives, and Sophie Trudeau, the wife of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Publishing the full list of banned Americans for the first time, the ministry said that they emphasized that the hostile actions taken by Washington, which boomerang against the United States itself, will continue to receive a proper rebuff. Australia's centre-left opposition party toppled the Conservative government after almost a decade in power, and Prime Minister-elect Anthony Albanese his Saturday election victory speech promised sharper reductions in greenhouse gas emission, which he faces an early foreign policy test. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said he quickly conceded defeat despite millions of votes yet to be counted. Albanese, who has described himself as an only candidate with a non-Anglo-Celtic name to run for Prime Minister in the 121 years that the office has existed, referred to his own humble and bringing in the Sydney suburb of Camperdown. Albanese will be sworn in as Prime Minister after his Labour Party clinched its first electoral win since 2007. Labour has promised more financial assistance and a robust social safety net as Australia grapples with the highest inflation since 2001 and soaring housing prices. A special court in Lahore extended the interim bail of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and his son Punjab Chief Minister Hamza Shehbaz until May 28 in the ₹16 billion money laundering case. Judge of a special court, Central I, Ijaz Hassan Awan, also issued arrest warrants for Solomon Shehbaz, Tahir Naqvi and Malik Maqsood in the case, stating that the three have already been declared absconders by the magistrate court. Judge Awan adjourned the hearing till May 28. During the hearing today, Judge Ijaz Hassan Awan complained that due to the security of the Prime Minister and others coming to the court had to suffer. Replying to his complaint, Prime Minister Shehbaz mentioned that he has asked his security not to stop anybody. He is appearing before the court in order to maintain its dignity, he added.
We need unity among us.
Women presenters in Afghanistan leading news channels went on air Sunday with their faces covered. It came a day after defying a Taliban order to conceal their appearances on television. Earlier this month, Afghanistan's supreme leader Hibatullah Akhundzada issued a diktat for women to cover up fully in public, including their faces, ideally with the traditional burqa. The feared Ministry for Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice ordered women TV presenters to follow suit from Saturday, but the presenters defied the order and went on air with their faces visible, only to fall in line with the directive on Sunday. Wearing full hijabs and face covering veils that left only their eyes in view, women presenters and reporters aired morning news bulletins across leading channels like Tolo News, Ariana Television, Shamshad TV, and One TV. Now sports news. Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission BSEC has sought clarification from two companies of cricket all-rounder Saqib Al Hasan for starting gold business violating law. He launched gold business through two companies named Reliable Commodity Exchange Company and Borak Commodities Exchange Company Limited. An allegation has been raised against Saqib that he entered the gold business without prior permission of the Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission BSEC, and meeting the requirements, BSEC sent letters to managing directors of two companies seeking clarification as to why they started gold business without permission. Besides, Securities and Exchange Commission informed Governor of the Bangladesh Bank, Senior Secretary of the ERD and Secretary of Commerce Ministry of the violation. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Flood remain unchanged in Sylhet. Over 2 million flood victims have been suffering immensely for acute crisis of food, water and fuel. Sea should be used for the development of the country's economy, said Prime Minister, advised planned industrialization to protect environment. Dhaka court has sent Awami League lawmaker Haji Muhammad Salim to jail in a graft case, rejecting his bail petition. You're up to date so far here on SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.